to do this, man. I haven't done a live on YouTube in a while. I'm excited. I am excited. I got a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about. A lot of stuff. Hopefully, I remember. So I never prepare when I do lives. That's just not my style. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to really I don't know. I'm not one to really research just for like a live. Like I'm always researching. I always have a whole bunch of information inside of my head. And when I feel like I'm getting the urge and I feel like, spirits talking to me, that's the time when I say, okay, fine, it's time for me to go out and do this. And I apologize ahead of time because I've actually been meaning to do a live for a long time, and I even put up a little link about it on the YouTube channel. But I had some issues. I had some issues with my living situation, and me and my girlfriend, previous girlfriend or whatever, we broke up. So I'm single now. There's a lot of drama in that. Unfortunately, it wasn't a breakup that was really, really smooth like I wanted it to be, but sometimes emotions just make people do things that they don't want to do. But I'm not going to really go deep into that. So I did have a lot of free space. I was trying to, but things just don't pan out the way that you want them to pan out all the time. So the only thing that I wrote down about this live is basically what we're going to be talking about. So I want you guys to really get a good idea of how the timeline or how the outline is going to be. So I'm going to talk about the history. The history is very, very important, right? The history of what happened in the past. I'm going to talk about what I see is happening right now, the current events that's happening right now, and some of them might not be so current, but I'll say within the past decade, okay? And then after that, we're going to talk about, what are we talking about next? We're going to talk about the downfalls, what is going to be the effect of those current events that are happening, okay? Because with every cause, there's an effect. So what's going to be the current events? We're going to talk about the energy shift, what's happening as far as the energy within, the galaxy, within our solar system, within our planet. What shift am I talking about? And then we're going to talk about it's choice time. I call it choice time. Time for us to choose. Most likely, if you're watching me or you're watching this video, you are a chosen one. And I just mean the ones that have chosen themselves, because anybody can be a chosen one. You just got to choose yourself, and you got to actually do the work. It might be hard, but you got to do it. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about the other side of that, okay? So let's start off with the history, man, because, I'm really big on the number 7, and I have to put this down. So this, just to let you guys know, this is going to be a very, very long live. So if you don't have time, that's fine. You can leave, come back, whatever. I'm going to take my time with this. But it might be like 3 hours. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm not going to stop until I get every single thing done. And unfortunately, just to give another warning, unfortunately, I don't have internet access or for my laptop. My old girl, she ended up taking the box with her when she left. Long story. I don't want to go into that and get too personal, but I'm doing everything on my phone. So I don't know if I'll be able to read all of the comments. And if you guys do super chat me, because I have super chat now, hopefully I can acknowledge those comments as well too and read those comments. All right. So with that being said, let's get into the history. So like what I was saying, it's very, very important, to know that there are 7 things that controls this society. 7 things, right? And I always talk about them. I call them the religious, the educational, the agriculture, the law enforcement, the media, the monetary, and the medical. I'll say it again. The religious, the educational, the agriculture, the law enforcement, the media, the monetary, and the medical. And for me, all of those things together, it spells out the word realm. REALMMM. Like we're living in a dream realm. So there are so many arms and so many pieces to this that most people who are living in it, it's really hard for them to see what's going on because they're subjective to it. And they're not on the outside looking in. They're on the inside trying to look out. So like somebody once said, it's hard to see the frame when you're in the picture. Or it's hard to see, the box when you're actually living inside of the box. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about these 7 different structures or frequencies that are being implemented and penetrated in our current reality. Very, very important to remember that. On this channel, Seven Circles, obviously I'm big about seven, right? I just talked about the seven, the seven structures. But Seven Circles, what I really like talking about is health, wealth, friends, family, love, spirituality, and the self. So the reason why I'm saying this stuff is because when we look at history, history is so vast. What exactly am I talking about? Well, there's things that really, really matter to us, and things that can really affect the way that we are living. You know, it's that song by Billy Joe. You know, we didn't start the fire. It's been always burning since the world's been turning. Right? We are just born into a lot of this stuff. Right? A lot of the people who are at the age of 20 right now, maybe even 30, they were born always having a cell phone. They always had a cell phone. They didn't see the transition of not having one to having one. You know, all of us, most of us were born into having a birth certificate, right? We were not in that transitional time when they didn't have a birth certificate. Same thing with Social Security cards, right? Those were implemented in 1933, right? That's when the birth certificate came. That's when the Social Security card came, around 1933, right? We always had one, so we just thought that this was what it always was. Very, very important to remember that. So what things are really going to affect us, as what things have really affected us in the past. When I think about the past, I think about the past 100 years, because life goes in a cycle. The universe moves in a cycle. It moves in a circle. It's cyclical. Cyclical, cycle, circle. All the same thing. And that's the way the planets move. That's why the planets are in the shape that they are, that circular shape. Where does a circle start? Where does a circle end? You don't know, right? There is no beginning, there is no end. It's just a cycle. And all of these planets are going around the sun, and etc., etc., etc. It's just one big cycle. So what happened 100 years ago? What happened in 1922? Roughly around that time. Let's give or take a decade. We had a couple things. One, you had the Roaring '20s. That's back when everybody was on and popping, right? This economy was doing really, really well. A lot of babies were being made. They just came out of World War One. Okay, what happened? What happened in the Roaring '20s? Also, you had a lot of things that were being invented. Washing machines, right? Vacuum cleaners. The stock market was still fairly new. That was a big thing. Just had a lot of new gizmos and gadgets. The car, what is it? The Ford, the Model T Ford, right? That was a big thing with Henry Ford. What else happened in the 1920s? That's when a government agency, I forget the name of it, but that's when they introduced the periodic table. You got that triangle table that not the periodic table, the food triangle. The chart that teaches you don't eat this many fats, this many oils. You know, eat what do you call it? Eat this many servings of meat, this many servings of vegetables. That's when that came out around the early 1900s. Okay, so many things happened around that time, and of course there was a war, right? I said World War One, right? So also what happened was the IRS was established around that time. The IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. What else happened around that time? The Federal Reserve. There are 12 Federal Reserve banks, right, that issue out the money or print the money. A lot of things happened around that time. A lot of things happened, and we only hear snippets of it. And a lot of us don't even care to look at history, but it's the saying that goes that history doesn't repeat itself, but it often does rhyme. History doesn't repeat itself, and it often does rhyme. Okay, so we need to talk about history, because if we look at right now in our current circumstance, in our current reality, we can actually begin to recognize that, hey, you know what? These things that happened back 100 years ago, they're actually cyclical, and they're coming around, and they're happening right now, right in front of our face, whether if we recognize it or not. What else happened back in that time? Wasn't there something called the what do you call it? The Spanish the Spanish flu? And I'm gonna have to use some code language, and I'm sure that you guys understand why, because I don't want to get any more strikes on my account if I get one more strike, I believe that my account gets banned. But I'm going to need to talk about some things that are very important, because I have to get it out there. I have to get it out there. And normally I hold back with a lot of stuff. Normally, if you look at a lot of my content, I'm really just interviewing people, or I'm putting up clips, or I'm teaching people about meditation, people teaching about, breathing exercises or things of that nature. But what I really, 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 but this live, what I really, really have to talk about is what is happening, and some of that stuff might be negative, but just because it's negative, it doesn't mean that you should not know it. Okay, you need to know both sides of it so that you can make a really, really good decision about what's coming up. Okay, because I wish that I had done this live like when I thought about doing it, which was about a month ago, because I knew that something was going to happen in February, and I wanted to brief all of you on it. But it's cool because I still, it's not like I want to be right or something like that, but I know that if we can get more information, we can make a better informed decision, and then that way we can be in a better position for ourselves and our family. So that's the reason why I do this, because a lot of people have helped me to be in a better position, and right now I have some assets to where I'm not freaking out about gasoline prices. I'm here in California, gasoline prices over $5, believe it or not. I have a little bag. Just in case if something happened, I can go into my bag and I will be okay. So this is why I want to help out. I want to extend the gift that was given to me and just keep on letting it go and letting it go and letting it grow. So I just want to check something really quickly. I have this bootleg phone right here, but I want to see when was the Spanish flu, Spanish. When was the Spanish flu? What year? Some might say the late 1800s. Oh, the flu pandemic of 1918. Okay, there you go. So about 100 years ago. Now I have to be careful what I'm saying because I don't even know if I'm allowed to mention that. So let's just establish this right now that I'm going to be using some codes. And whenever I say something like the jabba dabba do, you guys know what I'm talking about. I also want to talk about something about those towers. Whereas a lot of the new phones go by five something. Yo, what's up, G? You know what I'm saying? So when I say five, let's call it five. High five. Let's call it five. Yo, what up, G? Let's call that high five, okay? And then the jabba dabba do. Everybody knows what the jabba dabba do is, right? A lot of people's got the jabba dabba do, is getting the jabba dabba do. And then also, in addition to that, if I want to talk about something such as like the pandemic, let's call it the CV. We know what the CV stands for, right? The C and then the V. So that's going to be the keys that I'm going to be using so that I don't throw up any red flags and the algorithm doesn't catch me and get rid of my channel. Because right now, I did a lot of work, put a lot of energy into this, and I'm very thankful that I have like 4,000 and something subscribers and how many ever views I have or whatever. But I don't want to just lose all of this just off of one live. And the fact that I use this as a tool, not even to really to generate any income, I'm making pennies off of it, but just to really get my message out there and hoping that I'm helping somebody. Okay, so now that you guys got the code, we talked about history. We can dig into that a little bit deeper. We'll probably come back into that. But a big thing is what happened? Money, right? Money's a big thing in history. What also happened 100 years ago? We had a lot of new inventions like the cars, right? The Model Ts, the Fords and everything, right? The economy was doing good. They had the Roaring Twenties. But then also 10 years after that, you had the big Great Depression, right? What else happened? That you had World War One, right? And we came out of that, and then unfortunately, a couple of decades later, they had World War Two. Okay. What else? What else was it? It was so many things, but let's focus on that. So, current events, okay? Because this is let's just start here. What makes a good life for a person? What makes a good life? And when I think about 7 circles, right? Because I said 7 circles when you guys see the little logo or the little intro come on. Health makes a good life. Health, wealth, friends, family, love, like kissy dubby love, spirituality, and matters of the self, meaning like yourself and all of those things, the health, wealth, friends, family, love, spirituality, excuse me, all of those things make a good life. If you can think about something else that makes a complete life for somebody, to where they can be happy on this earth, then go ahead and please comment and let me know. But I'm pretty sure that it's those 7 things that make a good life for a person. So if I'm Jonathan, right, the 7 things that make a good life for me is great health, wealth, great friends, family, love, spirituality, right? So that's 6, and then self, meaning myself. Okay, that's 7 in totality. That's what makes a good life. So when you are dealing with these 7 entities or these 7 structures that are out here in the society, okay, follow me, please. I know I hop around a lot. I know I do. I understand how it can be confusing, but really follow me, because I'm really talking about some stuff here. If you truly listen, okay. Health, wealth, friends, family, love, spirituality. That makes a good life, right? But the 7 things out in this society, right? Again, the realm, the religions, the educational, the law, the agriculture, the law enforcement, the media, the monetary, and the medical. Okay, those things, they have good things to them. Don't get me wrong, but most people, they take those things as the gospel, right? Whatever they were taught in school, they take it as the gospel. Whatever the law says, the law enforcement, not the universal law, the law, they take that as the gospel. Whatever the hospital says, they take it as a gospel. Whatever the monetary system says, right, they take it as a gospel. Whatever food companies, the food comes up, they take it as gospel. When you say, oh, eat these vegetables that are grown from the ground, eat this dandelion, whatever, like, oh, whatever. But if it's something like an Oreo, okay, they take it as the gospel. So this is what I'm saying, okay? This is what I'm saying. So let's start with money, because money, you tell somebody, what do you want? Name something that you can want. You can have one wish. I want all the money in the world. People really want money, right? Money. Everybody wants the money. What is money? What is money? Because people get funny over money. What is money, right? What is money? And we have to really think about that, because is this what money is? A Federal Reserve note? Notice that. Federal Reserve. And when was the Federal Reserve established? We just talked about the history of it. It was established around the 1920s. I think a little bit earlier. It could have been 1913 or 1919, something like that. Federal Reserve note, right? Well, guess what? This isn't money, and we all know that. It's just a note. It's a debt instrument. We all know that. What is money according to the Constitution, the Constitution of the United States? What is money? I'll tell you what money is. Let me tell you. This is what money is according to the Constitution. Money is either silver, all right? This just happens to be in the shape of a Bitcoin, but let's show you guys something. Where am I at? Here we go. This is money according to the Constitution. What does it say on the back? It says fine silver, 99.9% fine silver. This is money. What else is money? According to the Constitution. This is money. This is money. What is this? This is 99.9% gold. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, how good this is showing up. But this is money, okay? So gold and silver is what is money according to the Constitution. This is why I have these old dollar bills. And what does it say at the top of it? Does it say Federal Reserve? No, it says silver certificate. So it's not this right here, because this says, notice this. This says Federal Reserve note, right? This is current. This was printed in 2017. This was printed in 1957, and this is a silver certificate. They might look the same to the uneducated eye, but they are completely different. Completely different. Look at the difference. Okay? A long time ago, I could take this to the bank. This is $1 silver certificate. I could take this to the bank and say, here's my certificate, right? the certificate deposit, give me my 1 ounce of silver, and they would say, okay, here you go. Here's 1 ounce of silver. This is called an Eagle. This is from the United States. It was issued, if you look at the back of it. All right, 1 ounce of fine silver. They would give you this. You would give them this. They would give you this. Nowadays, if you take this to the bank and say, yo, give me 1 ounce of silver, they're going to be like, yeah, right. Back in 1954, 1970, 1957, when this was printed, 1 ounce of silver was only going for 91 cents. That's how much the price was, roughly 91 cents. Roughly, give or take. So, same thing, right? Now, right now, 1 ounce of silver, it just went up $1 today. 1 ounce of silver is now actually going for $25.50, roughly. It's fluctuating up and down, fluctuating up and down. The most silver ever was in the history was 50 cents. I'm sorry, $50 per ounce. That was around 1980 and also around 2010 or 2011. Silver went all the way up to $50 an ounce. Okay? This is real money. This is real money. Why am I mentioning money and why am I telling you guys this, right? Because we did talk about history a little bit. We did talk about there was something called a Great Depression. We did talk about that that there was a war and there's something invented called the Federal Reserve around that time back in history. And what they did was they changed the fabric of this reality. They changed the way that we actually operate in commerce. What else happened in the early 1900s? This happened in 1935, I believe. In 1935, there was a president, I believe it was Roosevelt. What he did, I could be wrong, or it could have been, who was it? Eisenhower. It could have been Eisenhower. I don't remember what president it was, but there was a president. He wrote an executive order that all gold, okay, whatever type of gold it was. Oh, let me get that. All gold, and these might look like they're small, but each one of these are worth $325 as of right now. Gold just went up like $50 today, right? All gold had to be turned in. So that means all the gold that people had, right? Because people were using gold as currency too. Just like they had a silver certificate, they also had a gold certificate. They also had a gold certificate, okay? And you would hand these things in. Yo, let me get let me take my certificate. Let me bring this into the bank. No, so Nixon was in 1971. Nixon was in 1971 when he took the dollar off of the gold standard. But back in 1935, that was when it was a president. It was either Eisenhower or I forget the other guy's name. That was when he wrote an executive order and said that all U.S. citizens had to hand in their gold. They had to hand in their gold, and in return, they were given notes. They were given these dollars. And at that time, gold was going for something. I believe it was like $27 an ounce. And the minute that executive order went through and everybody handed in their gold, and then they jacked the price up from $27 an ounce of gold all the way up to $35 an ounce. So it went up dramatically. It went up dramatically. And the definition of that's called robbery. Okay? Think about it, because now your gold, which is money based on the Constitution, now has less buying power. All right? And the executive order said that if you were caught with the gold and you didn't hand it in, that you could actually serve time in jail. I believe for up to 10 years that you would be in prison. So these are just some facts. These are just some facts that yes, the United States confiscated gold. Okay, so now I want to drop that on there because that's important to know as we move on. Very important to know. We're already at 24 minutes, so I have to go because I have a lot of things I have to cover. So let's talk about current events. Let's talk about current events. What is happening right now? What is happening right now? A lot of current events are happening right now. Okay. What happened? And don't forget, we have amnesia. We got such short memories. But a lot of people with the whole jabba dabba do. Remember that? Jabba dabba do. Everybody get in there. Jabba dabba do. Right? That's what happened with that. Remember that? Oh, this feels so good. All right. So What else happened? You had the CV. What happened with the CV? This whole entire global CV thing. The CV thing. Remember that? Remember that? Yeah, we kind of got our minds off of that because now we're thinking about Russia and Ukraine. That's also going on as well too. Whatever happened to Canada? Remember Canada, the whole trucking thing with Jigga? How come we didn't hear much about that anymore now? Right? See how things just top on top of one another? It's just so much that we can't keep track of all of this stuff. There's so many things happening. What else happening? So many events happened within the past 2 years. BOM. And what else happened? Oh, remember I was talking about this? Yo, what up, 5G? Remember that? I'm talking about the new thing. You got G1, G2, G3, G4, and G. Remember that? Yeah, I can't say that either because I can get flagged for that. But remember that? That's another thing that happened. I'm driving. I'm in East Bay in Cali, right? Like Berkeley, Oakland, San Francisco area, and you see these gigantic towers everywhere, everywhere. And I got a good eye, and my reticular activating system is activated, so I'm seeing these things everywhere. They got them disguised as a tree. They got them on top of buildings and hotels, all the way up top on the floor. They got this everywhere, everywhere. And I'm like, wait a minute. They are just laying the groundwork for something. They are laying the groundwork for something big. Like they're literally putting everything into position. It's one gigantic chessboard. I'm talking about gigantic. And anybody who plays chess, I play chess. I used to play a lot, and I still play a lot. You want to set all your pieces up at first, right? You want to move your pawns. You want to take your knights out. Move your bishops. You know what I'm saying? Move your queen. Get everything in position before you actually start to strike and do the moves. What else happened in current events? Okay, we got a president. People, Joe Biden. Joe, we don't like my F Joe. Okay, fine. What else happened? Before that, Trump's the man. Trump, right? Okay. And again, I'm looking at it from not current events, but kind of current. What else? What else happened in this time? So many things happened. So many things. Bill Gates. Why is Bill Gates selling all of his shares or a great portion of his shares to his company? This is Microsoft. When you sell your shares, you're selling your company, right? Why would he be selling his? Why did in my last live that I did, my last big live, why did Mark Zuckerberg sell his shares? That was like 2 months ago. I even showed proof on that. I think I labeled that live as it's about to go down, and that's when I told everybody to buy Decentraland, the cryptocurrency. And at that time, it was only like 50 cents. And those who bought it, they came up big time. I made like $5,000 off of that. Those who bought it, they came up big time because shortly thereafter that live, like 3 or 4 days, Decentraland went all the way up to like $3-4. Okay, so why did Mark Zuckerberg sell his shares back then? And I even showed it. And why is Bill Gates selling his shares right now? Why is it that so many CEOs, chief executive officers, why are a lot of them retiring and resigning from their positions from really well-known companies? Why is that? Think about that. I mean, if I get up and if I do a spin around, right, I'm just playing. I'm just having a good time. You hear some people talking, oh, whatever, blah, blah. They're just talking. But when you own a company, when you're running a country, every move that you're making is strategic. Everything that you're saying it for a reason. You're not just saying it just to hear yourself talk. These people have billions and billions and billions of dollars. Why did Jack Dorsey, one of the founders of Twitter, why did he leave Twitter? And why did he just focus solely on Cash App and also Square, which is now called Block, as in blockchain? Why did he leave? Why would he leave Twitter? And why, after Mark Zuckerberg left, 2 months later, 3 months later, give or take, why did they lose 26% of the company? As far as the numbers, the shares, why did the shares go down 26%? They lost billions upon billions of dollars for a company that size. That was drastic. And you know what? He sold a lot of his shares. Why? Don't you think that he knew that something was going to happen? I really, I be seeing all of the signs. I see them, and I put all of these pieces together. This is why, I felt like I needed to do this whole live, because I know what's going to happen. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I know some things that are going to unfold, and I promise you it's going to unfold. If you look at my last live called It's About to Go Down, I had a dream about the metaverse. I had a dream. And then I woke up and I didn't know anything about it. Facebook didn't even change his name to Meta at that time when I made that video. It didn't even change his name. I'm not saying that I'm a prophet, that this is, prophetic or something like that, whatever they call it, right? I'm not saying anything like that. But what I'm saying is that I have the ability sometimes to tap in and to really, really sit back and to look at the bigger picture and understand all of the moving pieces and how they come together. So this is why I'm naming a lot of these current events. Think about everything that I named so far. The Jabba Dabba Doo. Yo, what's up, 5G? Right? The 5G. We got the CV that happened around the whole entire world. Right? We got so many things going on. Wars, right? And don't forget about other countries. We have short memories. Remember what happened in Colombia? Those of you who are on TikTok, I'm sure you've seen a lot of coverage. Remember what happened in Colombia? Remember what happened in, what was these other places, man? There's so many of them. In Cuba? Yo, Cuba! All my Cubano people, what up? ¿Qué pasó? Remember what happened in Cuba? Remember what happened in all these other places, right? So many places were affected in a drastic way within just these 12 months. We got short memories, man. We can only process so much information, and not even in a 24-hour period, because out of that, we're sleeping a good portion, right? We can only focus. Our brains are really only made to focus on one thing at a time. Yeah, we can multitask. Yeah, we can know what's around based on our et cetera, but really, we're made to focus on one thing at a time, right? All right, current events. We talked about history. We talked about current events. We're 32 minutes in. Okay? We're 32 minutes in. Because I'm going to need to bring this all together for you. I'm going to need to bring it all together. And then we can also do questions at the end too. I don't know who's going to be hanging out this long with me, but let me actually bring it together right here, and based on what I see happening. And then I'll dig a little bit deeper. So, with the history that I gave and with the current events that I gave, what do I see happening? Well, I said history doesn't repeat itself, but it often does rhyme. It often does rhyme. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often does rhyme. Well, guess what? $1957. Sale certificate, right? What else happened? What happened in 1964? I don't have it on me right now, and I don't feel like going to digging in my stuff. But if you take a dime, for instance, this is a mercury dime, right? This is a mercury dime. If you take a dime that is a modern, and if you turn it to the side like this, you will see a copper stinge right there. And that's letting you know that the dime isn't 90% silver. Because all of our dimes and all of our quarters used to be 90% silver, but they're no longer 90% silver. Okay? They're no longer 90% silver. They are debased. Debased. That's exactly what they did with the currency back in Roman times. Oh, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often does rhyme. Okay? They took all of the precious metals out of our currency. What else did they do? What else did they do? Oh, so 1933, they confiscated all the gold, Yo, give me that, give me that, give me that. Give me all your gold. Then 1964, all of the dimes and quarters and half dollars, which had what's the guy's name? The president, JFK, right? And they also had somebody else on the half dollar. I forget who else it was, but it was two people. But all of the half dollars, they took out all of the silver. 1964, give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that. Then 1971, the dollar bill no more backed by gold, and it wasn't backed completely by gold. It was backed by partial gold. And they said, no more. Now you just get monopoly money. Now you just get a sheet of paper. Look at the difference between both of these. Look at the difference, and I can even show you the quarters and the dimes, the old quarters and the new quarters, and the old dimes and the new dimes. I can show you them side by side. If you really, really want me to, I would do it for you. You just gotta let me know, and I'll take a minute and I'll go and get it. But if you don't want me to, then it's fine, whatever, and you just trust me, then cool. But even when you just comment and let me know. But even when you drop it, the quarters back in the days versus the quarters nowadays, the sound is drastically different. It's a significantly different sound, and then also you can see the copper in between. Why? Because they're different metals, so they're going to give off a different sound frequency as they're bouncing, vibrating off of the ground. Okay? So, what happened with Canada? What happened with Canada? The Canadians, they didn't like what was going on. They're like, oh man, no, you ain't going to treat us like the rest of these countries. We're Canadians. You're not going to treat us like Australia. That was another country I didn't mention, or a company, aka company, right? What did they do to Canadians? Canadians said, oh, we about to get live, man. We're about to get live. There ain't no way that you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Oh, you're gonna take all of our money? You're gonna take all of our money? Oh, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna get Bitcoin then. We're gonna get Bitcoin. They were using Bitcoin, and I think they were using some Ethereum as well too, right? They was like, we're not gonna have that, because the bank started seizing people's money. Just like it's called a bank holiday. That's exactly how they did it back in the days when they created the Federal Reserve Bank. You guys know the story of Jekyll Island, right? Right off of Georgia, I believe it was. Right? All the 13 families got together and figured out how we're going to do this. They stole the wealth of people. And that's what they did with Canadians in modern times. They stole their wealth. Even though they did it through a crowdfunding. What was the name of that crowdfunding app? I forget what the name of it is. But they have something like $10 million in there. Everybody donated money to help out the truckers. And the Canadian government, the so-called powers that be, the so-called powers that be, they said, oh, what are we going to do? They now have power. What are we going to do? You know what? Let's cut them off. And they started cutting people off. Cutting them off. Cutting their finances off. They started cutting their finances off. See, that's how they get people. They cut off all their credit cards. You don't have access to the bank. This is why they don't want to have cash anymore. This is why they want to go cashless. What else did they do? Again, they took everybody's gold back in 1933. They took everybody's gold. Do you imagine that? If you have gold, you're a criminal. And gold, it was illegal to have gold other than jewelry. It was illegal to have gold all the way up until 1972. Even when Nixon took in 1971, when he took the dollar off of the gold standard, at that time in human history, it was still illegal to have gold. And if you have gold bullion, B-U-L-L-I-O-N, if you have gold bullion, you were considered a criminal. You could have it if it was a collectible, right? Like I could say, like this is a bullion, right? This is straight up a gold bar. But if it was something like, I guess this would be a collectible. This Indian head right here, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if you can see that. Or maybe something like, what was it? I had a Mercury. Where we at? Yeah, I'm like dropping on my go. I don't know, man. But I had a Mercury dime that was gold as well too. And maybe that would be considered. Actually, no, that would be considered bullion. I don't know. And where's my dime now? I gotta find it. I gotta find it. But anyway, yeah, these things it was illegal. You can get in a lot of trouble. You can get in a lot of trouble. You can get arrested. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? That if you're Canadian, right, and all of a sudden you're having this protesting of something that you don't like, and you're doing it in a peaceful way. In a peaceful way. No, we don't want to get the jabba dabba do. We don't want to get it. We're not gonna do it. And they say, okay, you want to act like that? Give me your money. Give me your money. This is why it was very cool what they did, and they were being creative when they came out with Bitcoin. Right? Bitcoin. Because what that actually did. What it actually did. It said, you know what? You can't touch my money. Can't touch this. Doom, 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 doom. You can't touch it. You can't touch it. There is no third party. There is no person in between. It's just you and your money. I sent Bitcoin to a friend over in what part of Africa was that? Uganda. Over in Uganda, Africa. I sent him, I think, about $100 and something. He got it in literally 15 seconds. I didn't have to pay the money for Western Union. I didn't have to call anybody up. I didn't have to do anything. I sent him the Bitcoin from my wallet, electronic wallet, to his wallet. Done. Done. Across the world. Done. Just like that. Just like that. And nobody can take it. The government can't take it. They can't shut it down. As we know right now, and right now is being really pushed to the test when it comes to this whole Russia thing. Russia, right? Stop rushing. I ain't rushing. Yo, you Russian, man. Right? This whole Russia thing. this whole Russia thing. They want to put sanctions on them, saying that, oh, okay, you're going to bring up a war. I don't like the war that you're doing. And I'm still looking for my other dime in Europe, my gold Mercury dime, because that's worth like $400. I don't know where I put it, but hopefully I find it. It's kind of got me thinking though. But yeah, they I'm sorry guys. Hold on 1 second. Let me take a look. Where my money at? I don't know. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. Pray for me, y'all. That I find it. It's got to be around here somewhere. All right, but anyway, they put sanctions on Russia, right? Because they didn't like what they were doing. And I believe that this is one big lie. I don't believe anything, nothing that the news says. Remember what I said. Remember what I said. A realm. What is a realm? Think about a dream realm. Think about a realm like you're in a dimension, right? REALM. Realm. Right? Think about that. What did I say control the society? I said there's 7 things. 7 things. And I said it's the acronym for realm. Religious, educational, agriculture, law enforcement, media, monetary, and medical. Those 7 things, right? We all know that the media is owned by, whatever. The same media places are owned by, 1 or 2 companies. We know that. We know that Disney owns CNN and NBC and a bunch of other places. I don't know if that's exactly right, but they own a bunch of places. We know this. We know this. I don't believe anything that they said. Remember what happened exactly 20 years ago? The Twin Towers, or 22 years ago, whatever, 21, the Twin Towers collapsed, right? Remember, oh, we got to go into war. Weapons of mass destruction. Oh, we never found the weapons of mass destruction. I'm sorry. But what happened? Oh, people died. Oh, what was the first thing that they did when they went in that country? They went inside of the museums and they started taking valuable artifacts. What happened when the British invaded India? Valuable artifacts. What happened when Hitler invaded Paris? All the gold, all the valuable stuff. It's all about this money stuff, right? Why? I mean, come on, man. All of these presidents, you can go back and you can look at old videos of Obama. He's talking good things about Putin. You can look at old videos of Trump. He's talking good things about Putin. You can look at old videos about Clinton. He's talking good things about Putin. Why all of a sudden now Putin's the enemy? This is what I mean, man. That they tell people what to think. The news, they put out this frequency. They put it out. Boom, 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 boom. And they put it on every single news channel. CNN, NBC, Fox, this channel, this channel, this channel. And people watch it. And then you say something, Russia. Oh, F Russia. Oh, Russia. They're not even thinking for themselves. They're just hearing it over and over and over again, and it's seeping in their subconscious, and other people are saying it and reinforcing it, and they go to this news channel, that news channel, this news channel. Now when they watch another YouTuber or a TikTok, and they're regurgitating the same thing that they heard, and it's reinforcing their thought pattern, and now they're saying, oh, Russia's evil. Oh, Putin's blah, blah, blah. They don't know anything. It's a realm. It's a realm. Religious, educational, agriculture, law enforcement, media, monetary, medical. It's a realm. It's a realm. These 7 agencies, they put out this frequency. Okay? That's not to say that the religious doesn't have good stuff. That's not to say that the educational doesn't have good stuff. That's not to say that the agriculture, the law enforcement, or even the media, because this is so many different medias. This is also the radio, the newspaper, and many other ones, right? This is not to say that the medical doesn't have good stuff, or the monetary. But what I'm saying is that they have been infiltrated. They have been infiltrated. And even back, like how I started this all with the education, with the history. I talked about Henry Ford, the Roaring Twenties. What happened with the educational system? Yeah, going back in the early 1900s, around that time, right? Or the early 1900s. The educational system really started to pop off. And who controlled it a lot? John D. Rockefeller, Henry Ford. They had influence on it. Right? Who controlled a lot of these foods? A lot of these foods that in America, General Mills, trillion-dollar companies, right? The Coca-Colas and all that stuff. Early 1900s. When did the food pyramid come out? Early 1900s. This is what I'm saying, that all of the pieces, they come together. And if you look at where we are right now as a collective, as a whole, as a species, we are unable to make informed decisions for ourselves because we've given out so much of our power. And it's hard for us to get it back now. I used to be a manager at Cheesecake Factory, 5 years, a manager, right? I would have a good day. I'd be chilling. Yo, what's up? Yo, you over there, you do that, you do this. I was having a good time. The beat was going. I was doing my thing. All of a sudden, the end of the night, I'm doing paperwork, blah, blah, blah. Let me treat myself. Let me get a piece of cheesecake, right? I ate a piece of cheesecake. All of a sudden, my brain just became paralyzed. I couldn't think. I'm like, what? What happened? The sugar just cut it right off. Food controls a big part of us. And we all know this on so many different levels. But that's why I'm dedicated to pushing out information the way that I push out information on me, the way I push it out, the type of content that I put out. Because it's important. So the history and these current events, right? What do I think is going to happen? Because I can talk about this all day. But what do I think that this means for us? Because really what we put our attention on expands. We know this, right? Energy goes where attention goes, energy flows. What you focus on expands. What you take your attention away from dies. I put a video out about that, how it was proven that if you don't put any attention on an infant, on a baby, that they end up passing away. It's been proven, right? Okay, this has been proven. Oh, here's my dime. I found it back. Cool. That's my golden mercury. That's the golden, and that's the silver. Okay, but anyway, attention is important. It's very, very important, right? What we put our attention on. So if we're putting our attention on all of this new stuff, right? And we're putting our attention in all of this media stuff, right? And we're soaking it up, and we're soaking it up, and we're putting our attention on all these things. We're taking the attention away from ourselves. And I made that video. I don't know if you guys remember, but digging some of my stuff. I know my channel's not really the best channel, and it's kind of sloppy the way it's kind of put together. I don't have that much time. I do have a lot of time, but I don't know. I didn't put it together the way that I should, perhaps. But our attention is so valuable that freaking Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Google, they're all paying billions of dollars just to get our attention. Because our attention is that valuable. But people forget about how valuable their attention is. Your attention is valuable. And we're all already wealthy. We just need to realize it. We just need to realize it. The average person who's walking around who's about my skin complexion, all of the melanin in their body, right, is worth over $40 million. $40 million. It's worth more than silver. It's worth more than gold. $40 million, all of the melanin in your body. I can say, oh, you know what? I'll just be, a really light-skinned dude. Let me take out half of the melanin, and I'll look like Drake, or I'll look like Steph Curry or something like that. And I have $20 million in my pocket. $20 million in my pocket, right? There's a market for it. What do you think they put in suntan lotion and a lot of other cosmetics? It has melanin in it. It protects you from the sun. It has melanin in it. But anyway, I don't want to rant because I can go in many different rabbit holes in many different directions. But that's the reason why I wrote down this what do you call it? This outline, so that I can kind of have a format. And then once I say, okay, let's get questions, then we can maybe get some questions. That way I'm not falling off track. So what do I think that's going to happen? One thing that I think is going to happen is this dollar bill, this currency, and this is an obvious one. A lot of people can talk about this one. It's garbage. That is going to crash. That's what we're seeing right now, right before our eyes. That the dollar bill is going to crash. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here, 1 ounce of silver, it went up $1. $1 in one day. That's big. If this only costs $25.50 right now, it went up $1 in one day. Bitcoin. It went up. How much did it go up? It went up 11%, 12%, because Russia put a whole bunch of their money into it. Ukraine put a whole bunch of their money into it. Canadians put a whole bunch of their money into it. Because the greedy hands of these politicians and these other people, they can't get in your Bitcoin. They can't get it. And this is the reason why we want to buy assets like these, right? But let me not even go down that route, because this is not an educational class about assets or anything like that. But this is what's going to happen. This is what happened in Germany. Remember, I started off with history, and I said history doesn't repeat itself, but it often does rhyme. It often does rhyme. And what happened? What happened in Germany? What happened in Germany? They had so much freaking money, right? They had so much money that they had to put it in a world bureau, and they had to pull it. And the actual object that they were pulling it in was worth more than the actual money. It cost something like what was it? I think it was like $1 million to buy a loaf of bread. Something crazy. Something crazy. Think about that. Think about that. You go to the store with $10, right? And $10 can get you let's see what $10 get you. Maybe you could buy a bottle of water with $10. A regular gallon of water that normally costs like, I don't know, that normally costs like 50 cents, 70 cents. Imagine spending $10 on just a gallon of water. I'm in California, gasoline, I seen it at one place for $5.70. Crazy. I pay about $5 a tank. They're talking about it's supposed to go up to $7. $7 for a gallon. That's ridiculous, man. Those on the East Coast, you got it good right now. You got it real good. But again, that's all about perception and everything else. What else? That's gonna happen. And hey, but let me talk about. I kind of talked about why I think the dollar's gonna fall, right? Based on everything that's happening, history repeating itself. We talked about the silver certificate, but what would be the benefits of the dollar falling? First of all, I want you guys to know. And do I have it here? Oh, do I have it? I really want to show you something. And I don't want to focus too much on money. Now you guys have to wait because I have to get something. I got to show you something. I have to. Okay. Woohoo! Appreciate you waiting for me. All right, check this out. You can tell I love collecting different types of monies. These are all different currencies from all around the world, right? I'm not going to take out a whole bunch because it's not really worth it right now. I started another channel talking about money called Money Making Collectibles. Money making collectibles. So if you want to find that, you can find that and follow me on that. But every single currency that was ever invented, this is 10 pounds. Okay, and this is transparent. All right, this is 10 pounds. Okay, this is from Vietnam, and this is made out of some type of plastic. Okay. This is, what is this? This is from the Bank of Scotland. This feels like a plastic as well too. This is a euro, $5 euro. Okay. And again, what was this one that we talked about back in the days? This was the silver certificate, right, from back in the days. But now the current one, right? And I got tons of many different coins, right, from all countries. But every currency, these are currency. Every fiat currency. These aren't money. These are fiat, right? F-E-I-T. I think you spell it. Or F-A-I-T. Yeah, I don't know. F-A-I-T, F-I-A-T, one of those, right? Every single fiat currency which was issued by the government, every single one of them has failed. They all have failed. The longest one right now, I believe, is the British pound from Great Britain, but even that, the price has dropped dramatically. They all have failed. And normally they have a shelf life between, some of them only last 20 years. But normally it's about 50 years. And in 1971, since Nixon took the dollar off of the gold standard, 1971, August 15, it's been 50 years and I want to say about 50 years and 6 months. 50 years and 6 months. That's why we're seeing inflation skyrocket. How much is inflation right now? They say that it's 7.5%. I think it's more than that. I think it's a lot more than that. What else? That's why you see assets going up, right? The dollar drops value. The dollar drops, assets go up. Right? This used to be worth 91 cents in 1957. Now it's worth $26. That's because this has dropped in value. This goes up in value. The same thing with gold. Gold right now goes for $2,000 an ounce. $2,000 an ounce. This drops in value. Now gold goes up. Gold used to be only worth, back in 1971, gold was only worth, $800 an ounce. No, it was even less than that. I think it was like $300 an ounce or something like that. But it went up dramatically. It went up dramatically. There was a big run on gold. And I still like gold and silver, but honestly, Bitcoin and crypto is where it's at right now too. This is where it's at. And if you guys don't understand how to get into crypto, let me know. Write a comment, and I'll help you out. I'll literally help you out. I will, because I'm that passionate about helping people. That's just what my life is about. So, one thing that I see that's going to happen is that the dollar bill is going to go down. Everything's connected, right? I exhale, you inhale my exhale, right? Everything is connected. The trees, the stars, the all of the planets in our system, they're all connected, right? Our bodies, my pinky hurts. All of a sudden, that messes up this. My little pinky toe hurts. I'm walking in this type of way. My tongue hurts. I'm like this now. I can't digest my food properly. That now irritates something inside of my body, right? Everything is connected. We all have an interconnected relationship, and the same thing with you and I. We're all feeling this together. So if the dollar bill drops, which I know it is, not I think, I know it is, and I really believe that we're gonna see big symptoms of this. Okay, in June. I think after the tax season is over, April, right, and then May, and we're gonna see it June, because normally, historically, for stocks and things of that nature, this would be the second quarter, around May, I believe that is. That's when things are really, you see a lot of profits. But I think that we're not going to see that this time. And I think that the end of May, going into June, that we're going to see some drastic changes in the money. Okay, I don't know if you guys noticed, but even in Sweden, right? I used to date a girl over in Europe. Even in Sweden, the whole economy is nothing but cashless. They don't really deal with cash. They don't. Even if you go to the bank, yeah, they have new currencies, but they hang them up just as like this is our new currency. But people don't trade paper back and forth. People don't trade metal back and forth. Everything's electronic. And it's like that in China as well too. China. It's like that in China. The exact same thing. So something that everybody should know. The United States, who's the United States emulating? Remember I talked about, yo, what's up, 5G? Remember that? What do you think they have in China? All of these things, these towers that you see put up all over the place, and I don't even know the technology behind that too well. But I do know that it's here and it's coming. And this has to do with augmented reality, and this has to do with the metaverse. Okay? It has a lot to do with that. And I have a video that I can show you guys. It came out 4 years ago. This is on TED Talk. TED Talk has over 33 million subscribers. That's more than Joe Rogan. And this guy from TED Talk, his company that he works for, they're the ones that actually what did they do exactly? I want to get this right. They when it comes to Instagram, they like put Instagram out there. When it came to all of these iconic apps that we use, they had something to do behind that. And this gentleman, he was really excited and really animated and really vulgar about how this is going to happen, regardless if we wanted to or not. And it was something similar to what we see with Neuralink. Neuralink, they put a hole in your head the size of an inch in diameter, about this big, and they put it in your head, and then they attach a device to it. And now I can talk to you without even talking, right? Well, this was something that was scary, even doing that. But this was something similar to that. Go to TED Talk 4 years ago. Man, I can't remember what it is. I'm going to try to make a video out of it. I don't know how I can use that, without getting copyright strikes. But I'm going to try it anyway and see what happens. Because maybe I'll put that out sometime this week. So just make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you aren't. Because I will be putting that video out because you guys do need to see it. But, yeah, he was talking about how this is going to come. And it was very similar to Neuralink. But it wasn't the name Neuralink. They did an experiment where they put rats inside of a maze. And they taught the rat how to get to the cheese, and they had something attached, a chip attached to the brain of the rat, and it took a while for them to teach the rat how to go through. But once they taught it through, the rat knew. Then what they did was all the way across the country in New York. This was in California. All the way across the country in New York, they took another rat, that didn't know anything about rat number one. They took rat number two, put the chip in his head, turned on the internet, and the rat automatically went to go and get the cheese. It already knew how to get it because there was a connection between the two because of the Wi-Fi connection and the internet. That's what they want to do. And the guy was talking about, oh, isn't this going to be great? Isn't this going to be great? You know what I mean? He said that you could experience, let's say for instance, right? I'm Jonathan, okay? You could experience Jonathan's life and know what it is like to be Jonathan if Jonathan gives you permission. So I could get permission. Let's say for instance, I went skydiving back like 10 years ago. So with this device in my head, right? This device in my head, I could say, okay, I want to put this up on the web, on Web 3.0 and out there on the metaverse, whatever, for people to experience it. So when I jump out the plane and I'm going, ah, right? People's like, I want to see how that feels. I want to experience that. So now because I have this up to my head and you got one up to your head, now all of a sudden you just tap in. Let me do Jonathan's experience. You will go, oh, wow, that was crazy. You know, and that's how it is. And this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Elon Musk talked about this. Zuckerberg talked about this. Many of these tech people talked about it. But it's not going to happen for everybody. It's going to happen for people who really, really believe in that and want to go that route. Depends on who you are. It depends on who you are. Excuse me for the yarn. It depends on who you are. And that's why it's important, very, very important, to make sure that you are choosing what type of life you want. It's choice time. Choice time. And this goes into my next thing. Choice time. What are you choosing? I remember back when I was in college, back in Philly, and I don't know, I was 20-something at this time. I dropped out of Penn State, took a year off, and then went back to college. I was in Philly, not too far from Temple. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm going to be who I truly wanted to be. And I'm not going to see any of these people ever again, you know, so what does it really matter? There was no Facebook, there was no Google, there wasn't any of that stuff, right? I was like, so what does it really matter? I think it was Yahoo. I was like, so what does it really matter? And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter. So I just started really being my inner self on who I wanted to be. And that took me down a beautiful road. It took me down a beautiful road. Because what most people don't understand is that most people are governed by three things in their life. The opinions of others, okay, their fears, things that they're afraid of, and their habits. The opinions of others, their fears, and their habits. Most people's lives are governed, are controlled, are dictated by those three things. Your fears, your habits, and the opinions of others. But I said, I'm not going to have any fears, no habits, and I don't care about what anybody says. I'm going to do what I want to do. And this is what I'm talking about, that it's choice time. It's choice time. It's choice time for you to figure out what type of reality you want to live in. What type of reality you want to live in. Do you want to live in a reality where you are working a 9-to-5, coming home, grabbing a beer, sitting down, watching television, maybe get some chaka, whatever, get something to eat, and then do it again, repeat? If that's what you want to do, fine. Or is this the type of life that you want maybe now? Maybe you have a different choice. Maybe you want to say, okay, fine, you know what? I don't want to live this type of life. I want to live a life where I wake up, I do some meditation, I read a book, I do some exercise, I go to my job or I work on my business, I come home, I plant the garden, I educate myself some more, I play with my dog, my children, whatever, you know, and I go out and I explore something new, I go hiking. It depends. It's choice time. It's choice time to figure out what do you really want to do at this time with your life. Because what you do right now is going to determine for the future you. This is going to determine how your life is going to be in the next 3 years, in the next 4 years, the next 5 years, the next 10 years. This is really going to determine your life. It was hard for me to open up my business. I didn't know anything about gold and anything about silver, but I studied, and thank God for Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, and many other people. I didn't know anything about cryptocurrency. Thank God for all of these YouTubers, and thanks God for my brother. Right now, it's in a situation where me and my girl broke up. She took the box. I'm doing this from my phone. I don't even have my computer because I don't have Wi-Fi in the house, and I have so many bills that she left me or whatever because we were splitting the bills in half. But I'll be okay now. I'll be better than okay. Right? Choice time, because I made those choices 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago for the future Jonathan. That would suck right now. That if I had to freaking be like, oh my God, I'm in $10,000 of debt. What am I going to do? That would freaking suck. That would suck. Excuse me. That would suck big time. So it's these little things that we can do. And we don't need to do everything in one shot. This right here cost, what? When I bought it, I don't know, 20 bucks, 23 bucks. But I bought a little bit every time. If I bought one of these a week, that means in a year I would have 52 of these. Do you know what 52? What 52 silvers look like? And I'm not doing this to bloat or whatever. This is 25. These are all Canadians. Call them the Maples, right? Imagine having 52 of these. 52, and imagine if this does go up to $50 an ounce, which I think it will go over the times that we're in and the inflation and what money is. So let's just say 50 times 50 times 50. That's $2,500. Am I doing my math right? I think I'm right, yeah. Wouldn't that be nice just to have that? Some extra pocket change on the side, and especially if this right here crashes. If this right here crashes, which we know it will, every single currency, every single one, not 99%, not 80%, every single currency in the past, every single currency in the past, every fiat currency in the past has crashed. Every single one of them. Every single one. Every single one. They all have crashed. So wouldn't it be nice to get prepared? Wouldn't it be nice to know that when gasoline goes up, and it will, when food continues to rises, and it will, when energy continues to rises, and it will, wouldn't it be nice to know that you're going to be okay and that your family and your friends are going to be okay? Wouldn't it be nice to know that you could be a victor and not a victim? Wouldn't you feel good? Wouldn't you be able to think right? When you're low on money, and I'm talking about money because money is such a big part of our psychiatry. Not psychiatry. What am I saying? Of our psyche. Thank you. It's so much of our psyche. It runs a lot of it. You're low on money, you start to feel funny. You can't think straight. Most marriages, right? They break up because of finances. Wouldn't it feel good to know that, oh, something happens, okay, fine, I'll be okay. I actually have real money. That this is a third party, the government, but there is no third party. It's just between you and God. And silver and gold is accepted everywhere around the whole entire world, just like Bitcoin. All around the world, not just in the United States, not just in Europe, not just in Vietnam, not just in Scotland, not just in Britain, okay? That is everywhere. Everywhere is real money. It's not something that's issued by a crooked government, that can put inflation. And if they inflate these, right, because these belong to them, if they inflate this, which they will, which they have done and they're doing, if they can inflate this, if they can inflate this, if they can inflate this, they can inflate this. That's better for you if you own this. Because the price of this is going to go up. It's going to go up. All right, Jonathan, where did you get this from? Where do you get this from? If you guys want to know, I just have some more coming today. Okay, this is the one that I got today. This is the company where you get it from. I'm gonna show you. I'm taking this out. This is Ganesha. And by the way, this is industrial metal. They use it for solar panels. You see how shiny it is, right? You see how shiny that is? Because this is an industrial and a precious metal. Where do they where do I get this from? I got it from this company. APMEX.com. And you can also get it from JM Bullion, BULLION.com. And you can also get it from your coin store or your pawn shop around your neighborhood. But only trust places that have a really good reputation, because a lot of these places that like I got robbed in the past with China. They sent me some fake stuff. Luckily for that, I used my credit card to buy it, so I got my money right back. Something said use your credit card. Normally I don't buy precious metals with a credit card. It's not really a smart thing to do, but I did it that time. And I just called a credit card, said it was a scam or a fraud or whatever, and I got my stuff back. But yeah, this is how you protect yourself. This is one way of protecting yourself. This is a choice. What is another choice? If you're like me, you're starting to change on a physical level, right? I talk a lot about breatharianism. You guys know that I am on a brahmachari journey, that I totally gave up having sex. I will never ever have sex again. That's a pact that I made to myself. And it's hard, man. It is hard. No pun intended. Like, it is hard, man. It's hard not to have sex. It's hard to control your fluids down there. This raw, everything is trying to grab at them. Everything is trying to grab at them. It's freaking hard. But you know what? That's a pact that I made to myself. And why am I telling you guys this? Because I put a video out. I mean, I put even on TikTok. The video got 10,000 views or something. But I'm doing this because it's for a spiritual reason. It's for a spiritual reason, but not just that. It's a lot to it. Energetics, energy, everything. But anyway, like what I was saying, if you guys are like me, right? If you guys are like me, I can't eat foods that I used to eat anymore. I hear a lot of people saying, as I drink some organic grape juice, but there's even a lot of juices that I used to drink that I can't drink anymore. I used to love those naked juices. Like the Green Goddess Naked or the Tango Mango, the Strawberry Banana, all those little juices, right? I used to love those. And one day I drank it and I was like, ew, it's poison. I literally drank it. You taste the flavors, it's good. Everything on your tongue's having a party. And then you stop and you taste this poison. And you think nah, I'm tripping. And I drank it again and poison. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I was happy. I like to treat myself with the juice or something. I'm drinking a lot of water. You guys see my distill machine where I make my own distilled water. I don't know if you've seen that. I made a video about that too. It's in my channel somewhere. But maybe I'll make another one. But I went to Trader Joe's and I bought this organic banana strawberry juice. Not drink, juice, right? Just from concentrated. Had everything, blah, blah, everything in it was good. And then it said natural flavors. And anyway, I drink it and I taste the poison again. And I'm like, ugh, I can't enjoy the things that I used to enjoy anymore. I grew up a vegetarian. right? And now I'm vegan. That's a choice that I made, right? I'm trying to get rid of food out my life 100%. Like, honestly, food makes me feel weak. I'm addicted to it on so many different types of levels, but that's a different video. But um, I can't enjoy juices the way that I want to anymore. I bought cherries today. When I bought this, right? When I bought this from Safeway. Before I did a live, I'm like, I'm gonna want something just to kind of chill out on. I know I'm gonna be using a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to do these lives, right? And I bought cherries. They were going for $6.99 a pound. The juice cost $5. The cherries came up to like $10 or something, right? I bought them. I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, they look good. I'm in my car. I do a quick TikTok with somebody for like 15 minutes. I ate a couple cherries. Every cherry that I ate, at first it tastes good, then it tastes like straight poison. I had to get out my car, go back in the Safeway, didn't have my receipt, talk to the lady, tell her that hey, they taste like poison. She's like, I'm sorry, I have my produce guy take a look at them, and they gave me my money back. I can't enjoy some fruit the way that I used to anymore. I hear so many people on TikTok, and recently on other videos saying that they can't eat meat anymore. That they just can't eat meat. That it's not the same. That it messes with them. That they don't want it. That they only want fruits and vegetables. I only eat one time a day. One time a day. If it's 2 times, the second time might be a piece of fruit or something like that. And still, that's too much for me. Still, that's too much for me. 20 years ago, if you said you were only eating 1 time a day, they would say, oh, something's wrong with him. Are you okay? You better eat 3 times a day plus snacks in between. The energies are shifting on this planet. They're shifting big time. Big time. And so many things are happening simultaneously. Right now, we're in springtime. What's happening with springtime? Energies are shifting. They're shifting. We know this. What happens because of that? Life starts to grow. We start to see little life coming back, right? This is what happens in the springtime. This is what happens. Well, there's a galactic springtime. A galactic springtime. And because of that fact, it's time. There's these powerful energies on this planet. We already know that we're in this age of Aquarius, but within the age of Aquarius, it's just not one big thing. Boom, age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius also has seasons as well too. And I know a lot of people talked about the harmonic conversion, which took place back in 1987, August 15. 1987, August 15 was when the harmonic conversion happened. That's when things started to really accelerate. But I believe that we actually went into the age of Aquarius based on my research back in 1818. That's actually when we went. If you think about what happened during that time, there were these big UFO sightings. Even Joe Rogan on his show, they talked about it. But not only that, they had these great earthquakes that are never talked about nowadays. And those who know about how do you pronounce it? Titarian. I think it's called Titarian. Tartarian. I think it's Titarian. Those who know about that something happened, some type of mudslide or some big drastic cataclysma event. I believe that that's when the age of Aquarius happened, and that because if you think about this, if you think about this, you could say like to a fly. Imagine being a fly, and just in one day, they can say, oh, it's a lot of seasons happening, because it's all about being subjective, right? All of a sudden, the fly wakes up in the morning. That might be like spring. In the daytime, it might be like summer. In the evening time, it might be like fall. And in the nighttime, it might be like winter time to the fly. And that's 4 seasons experienced in one day. We experience those same 4 seasons, but we experience it in a year. But imagine something on a galactic level, even bigger, right? That, springtime galactically is lasting 100 years. Summertime is galactically happening in 100 years. I mean, just to put things into perspective, into perception. You understand what I'm saying? So, the energy is shifting. And again, like I said at the beginning, it's hard to notice it. You know, it's hard to see the label when you're in the box. It's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame. Really, really hard to see it. Really hard to see it. But those who have sight, right, they have it. Those who have ears to hear, they hear it. It is just what it is. So the energy shift is happening. And just like in the springtime, what's going to happen? A lot of things are going to, a lot of things are going to react different to that energy shift. You're going to have bears that are waking up. Some people might be like, oh, that's not a good thing. You're going to have flies and other insects that are going to come back. You're going to have trees that are waking up. You're going to have a lot of life that are being born, such as animal life, right? You're going to have the ground warming up. Okay, the weather's going to be warmer. Your skin won't be as dry. There's just going to be so many things that's going to happen. So we can't look at it just in a linear term, just so, one dimensional, thinking that, oh, energy frequencies are happening, this is what's going to happen. No, it's going to be good things and bad things, because there are no good things, there are no bad things. It's all subjective. It's all subjective, right? You put your hand on this silver, I smack it. For me, that's good. For you, that's bad. I don't know. It's a good thing. It's a bad thing. A freaking baby deer is born, right? And the lion eats the deer. Not that lions eat deers, but the lion eats the deer. It's bad for the deer. It's good for the lion. It's all subjective. We know this. We know this. So why am I saying this, right? I'm saying this because these wars that we're seeing, right? These things that we're seeing happening in the economy, right? These things that are playing out in your own body, that you can't even enjoy the things that you're enjoying anymore. I put out a video about dark room meditation, and one of the people in one of my groups, I'm part of a master number 11 group. I'm a master number 11 when it comes to numerology. He was saying that he can't even enjoy a beer or alcohol the way that he used to. His vibration is too high now, right? I can't drink alcohol. I haven't had alcohol in years. I haven't smoked in years. I can't do that. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. It is what it is. I can't even enjoy the foods that I used to enjoy. Like a slice of pizza. Man, did I get down on some Papa John's or some Pizza Hut or something like that. I eat a whole one. I eat two of them. I haven't had dairy in a long time. I tried to eat dairy one time, like 2 months ago, eggplant parmesan that I got at Whole Foods, and I was so excited, and I threw up. I can't even eat cheese anymore. My body won't accept it. It won't. And I'm big too. I'm not big. I don't think I'm big, but I'm bigger than I used to be, because I used to weigh 155. Now I weigh 190. I don't know. People might say, "Oh, you're getting older." No, man, it's more than that. It's more than that. And I'm seeing this play out in other people as well too. So when the energy shifts, as it is shifting right now, you can either use that energy, or you can let the energy use you. It's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. It's springtime. It's springtime. It's time that we can actually really, really benefit from what's happening right now. We can benefit what's happening right now. We can actually say, you know what? If I do my meditation right now, that my meditation is going to actually go 10 times further than it would have went before. This is a good time for me to do it. And as you do these spiritual practices, things begin to crystalline. They begin to really, really become integrated inside of your being. They begin to crystallize inside of your existence. Meaning that, you know how, like, if you're trying something, let's say for instance fasting, right? You try to fast, Maybe spiritual reasons, maybe health reasons. I don't know. But you try to fast, you fast, and then the next day after you, or let's say you fast for 3 days, and then you say, okay, cool. After you break the fast, you eat light, a salad. You think, this is good. I can do this. Let me keep on this trajectory. Let me go with this path. Then the next day you eat salad, and maybe you eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay, fine, whatever. The next day, I just eat a piece of fruit this day. Then all of a sudden you're eating some macaroni salad and maybe a turkey sandwich. Okay, fine. The next day, oh, just give me a pizza. The next day, Taco Bell. This, that, whatever. Before you know it, you're back all the way down to where you were before. It didn't become fully integrated, fully crystallized inside of your anatomy. But with these energies that are happening right now, these practices that you do, these tapas, these spiritual practices, you can get them fully incorporated within your anatomy right now. Fully incorporated within your anatomy. And that's something to really pay attention to. Really important to pay attention to, okay? Let me turn this off real quick, sorry. Alright, so my bad. Alright, so it's choice time. It's choice time. Where are you gonna be? Are you gonna continue down a level of abusing oneself? Are you gonna continue down the level of having a civil war? Right? The wars that we have inside of ourselves, the wars of drinking, knowing that you're drinking, but you don't want to drink. If you do, then you do. It's fine. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. Or maybe smoking, but you don't want to smoke anymore. There's a war. There's a tug of war going on back and forth. A war with somebody in your house, a spouse, a sister, a mom, a dad, some mama drama back when you were younger, some daddy and mommy issues, maybe some baby mama drama, some baby daddy drama. I don't know. But are you going to continue to have these wars? Because these wars that we have inside of ourselves and with the people around us, oh, she thinks she all that because she got that on. Oh, who he think he is, man, because he got this. Oh, look at him, man. He ain't got no dreads, man. He ain't nothing, man. He talking all that, right? These little things that we do, it's the exact same thing that's happening on a macro scale, right? Micro, macro. As above, so below. As within, so without. This is exactly what's going on in Russia, Ukraine. This is exactly what's going on in China, Taiwan. This is exactly what's going on in many other places that are warring against one another. It's no difference. It's all the same thing. It's all interconnected. It's no difference whatsoever. We got to make peace with ourselves first. And this is why I say it's choice time. And that the energies that are prevalent right now, the energies that are so that are so present right now, it's the perfect time for you to take advantage of them and to use them and integrate yourself in them so that they can become crystallized inside of your body. It's a lot of subtle energies, man, and they're powerful. The subtle energies are really powerful. And I put out a lot of videos, man, things how you can get those energies in your body. The Qigong. Grounding. Taking your shoes off. Walking barefoot in your backyard in the grass. Do that for an hour a day. Sun gazing. Fasting. Meditation. Try darkroom meditation. There's so many things, man, so many things. And if you have issues, then do your shadow work. I put videos about that. What's that shadow? What's the shadow work? There's plenty of videos about that. Plant medicine that can also help with shadow work to help you to see your shadows. There's many ways that we could do this in a natural way so that we're not just sedating ourselves and becoming numb with some artificial or how do you say it? I don't know, just some medicine, some petroleum medicine, some medicine from the medical field. There's many ways that we can actually do it in a way that will actually benefit us. Plant medicine is powerful, man. So think about the choices that you're making. And look, man, a plant doesn't grow in a day. It takes time. It takes time. It takes time, but it's a process. It's a process, and I believe that each one who's watching this, that they can do it, and that they can actually make a better life for themselves in the future. In the future, for they can have a better life for the future Jonathan, a better life for um, the future whoever's watching, Michael, Bob, Melissa, Debbie, whoever, right? I didn't know anything about money, y'all. Anything about money. I have a journal. I always kept a journal, right? When I was homeless, when I first moved to San Francisco, I had a journal. Um, Here's the journal, one that I have right now. But I remember back in 2015, I looked at my journal and it said ways to create money. And I said comic books, because I always collected comic books. I haven't bought them in years, but comic books. I said collect bottles. I said a job. And what else did I name? I named one more thing that was really, really whack. Oh, gold flakes. Because I would buy those little gold flakes in the jar. Other than that, I didn't know anything else about money. I didn't know anything about freaking crypto, gold, silver. I didn't know anything about options. I didn't know anything about none of that stuff. But once I started to know, once I started to apply myself, right? Once I started to apply myself and really immerse myself in this knowledge, now all of a sudden I'm in a position. When I was younger, all the way up until the age of like 28, I used to have a prejudiceness against yoga. I will always prejudge yoga. I'll be like, you know what? I don't want to do yoga. Yoga's whack, man. I don't want to do no yoga. You know, that's for females. That's for guys who are really feminine. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? And it changed my life. In the span of 10 years, it revolutionized my life. And I'm just saying that it's choice time. The choices that we make right now are going to determine where we're going to be. Because we're only going to see things get worse in a lot of ways. I'm telling you guys that the economy is crashing. It's going to crash hard. Hard. Probably harder than we've ever seen it before. This might be way worse than way worse than the Great Depression. And those who know what happened with the Great Depression, oh, it was famine. Shortly after, it was war. Everybody was eating potatoes. I watched a lot of the documentaries. I watched like 6 hours of some of the stuff that happened there. Right? It was so many things that went on in that time. Right? People were looking for work. They were doing anything. Washing windows, picking up dog crap, whatever they can do to make a dollar to feed their family. So many people passed away. So I'm just saying that please get ready. Please get ready. Whatever you got to do, man. If you got some extra money laying around, if you even got some extra change laying around. I know everybody got a change jar, right? Take your change jar, and this ain't financial advice, but this is what I would do. And I will go and say, okay, let me buy some assets. Because if inflation does happen, which it already is, but if we go into hyperinflation, which is what happened in Germany, oh my God, it's no recovering from that. Once you go into hyperinflation, it's done. Look at Zimbabwe. They had a dollar bill that was worth, I think, $1 trillion. Imagine a bill, not a dollar bill, a bill. Imagine if this said $1 trillion. Oh, I got more money than Elon Musk, $1 trillion. Crazy. Once that happens, and it happened in Argentina, I think it was, and a couple other places, Venezuela maybe, I forget, man. It was a couple of them. But once that happens, it's over. Germany, obviously, it happened in the early 1900s. So get on your high horse, man. Get on your high horse, and get your spiritual practice again. Health, wealth, friends. If you got bad friends around you, OQP, only positive people, right? Only quality people. OQP, only quality people. Get you some quality people around you. If you got negative people around you, get rid of them. Even if it is a significant other. If it's a family member, look, man, I'm doing blah blah. You gotta go. you gotta go. I'm gonna love you from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Because it affects you, man. It affects you. Health, wealth, friends, family, love, right? Sorry, this relationship isn't working out. It's not working out, right? I deserve better than this. I had barriers, right? Don't put your hands on me, right? Like, just, don't talk to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. And then health, wealth, friends, family, love, spirituality. Get right with yourself. What's your integrity looking like? Right? Are you giving back to the community? What's your meditation looking like? How's your nervous system? What's your relationship to everything around you, to life around you? You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, yourself. All of that is around yourself. That's the 7 circles. So, man, an hour and 40 minutes, man. Hour and 40 minutes. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. I got a lot more, actually, to be honest with you guys. But I'm not going to go, and keep going and going and going and going. Because I could take this in so many different directions. So, yeah. If anybody has any questions, anybody wants to ask me any questions, I am more than welcome to answer them. About any topics that you want. Just let me know and we can get into it. Hang around another 5 minutes to see if any questions pop up. And if they don't, and then I will, do what I got to do. But you guys let me know, man. Let me know. I got the super chat on too. If anybody wants to bless me with the super chat, I've never received a super chat. Share, mute microphone, save highlights. I'm just looking at some stuff now. Oh, cool. I can share this with other people. Okay, I didn't know that. Your group. My bad. Yeah. This is difficult to do this from the phone because now I got to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm not figuring it out, but you know what it is, man. I don't mind paying bills, like whatever, money, whatever. I just hate calling up and organizing everything and sending in the money every month. I just don't like doing that. That's just not my style. It really isn't my style. And yeah, when I was living with my old girl, that's what was nice about that. I just give her the money and she'd do everything. But because of that, look what happened. She just canceled. She canceled the cable, the electricity, and everything, man. So I got to take care of that stuff. Yeah, I haven't lived by myself in a while, man. Because then before this, I was living with roommates for a while, So this is interesting. I don't even know if I should be here, man. Freaking 2 bedrooms. I don't even need 2 bedrooms. I'm telling you guys all my personal business, but whatever. But yeah, I'm just thinking, But yeah, make sure you'll get ready, man. Make sure you'll get ready. Anybody has any questions about anything I said? Anything? Currencies. I know I cover those a lot. I think it's important, man. I really, really do, because that's a big part of how we're gonna navigate through this, I can show you guys some of these currencies from different countries. Let's see, half of these I haven't even looked at. What is this? Wow. This is from Denmark, I think. This is interesting. How much is this? This is 2 chronos. Chronos. Kroner. Chronos? Chrono. 2 krona? I've never heard of that. Sounds like something. Currencies are just interesting, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go through all this stuff. But I guess we're good, y'all. I guess we're good. I guess I'm about to be out. If you guys don't have any questions, I appreciate everybody for watching. If you haven't done so, hook me up, support the channel. Follow me on TikTok, 7 Circles. Follow me on Instagram, 7 Circles. Follow me on YouTube, 7 Circles. I promise to always give you guys the best information. Always, or whatever, according to what I can do. And I like to keep it balanced. Some of it might seem negative, and that's fine, man, because negativity is a part of life. It is, regardless of what people say. Winter is a part of life, just as summer is a part of life, right? It's just what it is. Birth and death, it's all part of life. Thank you for giving me the likes, the 7 likes for 7 Circles, which I think is cool. It's funny, Megs. Even on my TikTok, man, I have like 7 main people that always be supporting me. A lot of times I think I be getting blacklisted because I don't know why, man. On TikTok, I got like 40,000 people following me, and I don't know. Not a lot of people be coming in. Maybe it's just because what I'm talking about. I don't know. Not a lot of people is about increasing their vibes, But I appreciate you guys once again. Have a great day, great week, great month, great year, and a great life. My name is Jonathan. Thanks for tuning in to 7 Circles. Until next time. Peace.